for the food you're eating varies. Throughout the years, the food industry evolved so much and so fast, going from small farms to factories that ensured people's subsistence to developing all sorts of crazy products all over the world. The downside? Lots of quality compromises and a rising trend in using artificial ingredients. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. But let's begin. We gathered for you today a bunch of new and crazy facts about food, the industry, and all of its dirty secrets. Let's see the 15 things you didn't know about the food industry. Number 1. Chicken is injected with antibiotics to get bigger. Protein is a main nutrient we need in our diet. It can be found in meat and in some vegetables. Out of all meat, chicken has the most protein, and it's the most popular type of poultry in the world. Since there are around 7 billion people on this planet, the chicken request is high, and producers learn to cover that need by injecting the chicken with antibiotics and growth hormones. This makes the chicken grow faster and bigger than a normal one, but it sadly compromises the quality and taste of the meat. The real downside is, people eating antibiotic-injected meat are at a risk of developing gastrointestinal infections, urinary tract infections, and a resistance to antibiotics. Careful what you choose from the shelf. Number 2. Salt and sugar in processed food masks bad flavors. If you ever cooked anything in your life, you know that salt is the ingredient you always add a pinch of, no matter the dish. It balances the taste of your food and makes the other flavors stand out. Sadly, lots of food we buy contains large amounts of salt and sugar, and the worst part is they are meant to mask bad flavors, preservatives, or shady ingredients. Surprisingly or not, salt suppresses bitterness better than sugar, so you might consider adding a pinch of salt next time you cook something sweet. On the other hand, added salt in foods has a lot of bad effects on our bodies, making you gain more weight or become more dehydrated. And it can even lead to kidney issues, while sugar can give you diabetes. Sugar and salt is the perfect combo for acne, inflammation, and extra pounds on your hips. Number 3. Marketing and Photoshop play a big role in misleading our perception. In order to sell a product, you need to advertise it on TV, billboards, social media, YouTube, and basically everywhere. Of course, this teasing process is meant to arouse the senses and make people want to buy the product. In order to do that, Photoshop and advanced marketing techniques are used, like special words that trigger emotions and tasty, good-looking pictures. Often these ads will portray a product in a different light than it actually is, especially when it comes to food. The colors are different on TV. The ingredients look fresh, making the product look bigger and better. When you actually buy it, you get to experience the real product without Photoshop, editing, and marketing. It's even worse when you taste it, and it's nowhere what you expected or what it was advertised to be. Take everything with a grain of salt and keep your children away from ads. Number 4. Intensive agriculture is a huge source of pollution. Farming and agriculture have been around for a very long time, providing food for humans. In the United States alone, over 260 million acres of forest have been cleared to make room for crop fields, farming, and livestock in order to maintain the constantly growing food supply need. If you don't know this by now, intensive agriculture is actually a huge source of pollution. The industry uses a lot of fresh water to produce the crops, and the chemicals used do a lot of harm to the environment. All of these contribute to land and water degradation, biodiversity loss, acid rain, and deforestation all over the world. Number 5. Nestle is the world's largest food and beverage company. In every industry, a handful of people are the stakeholders, and they manage to make billions of dollars out of it. Some of them are famous, and some of them rule their kingdom from the shadows, not wanting the attention shifted onto them. In the food industry, there is one umbrella company that has so many little brands that it actually rules the entire industry. Yes, we're talking about Nestle. They make over $90 billion in revenue and $8.6 billion in profits in 2017 alone. This Swiss company owns so many brands in so many departments, like cereals, baby food, chocolate, cookies, noodles and coffee, animal food, bottled water, and so on. If you look at the variety of brands they own, you'll quickly realize that whatever you do and wherever you are, somehow you'll end up buying a product from Nestle. Number 6. If a product has less than 1% sugar, it can go under the name zero sugar. One of the worst things about this industry is the fact that regulations and laws are often vague with loopholes that allow them to mislead the public perception and trust. No sugar or sugar-free claims are most of the time stated on a box for marketing reasons to trick you into believing one product is healthier than another. Sugar can be found in a variety of products, in different forms and quantities. Just like carbs, another form of sugar, it can affect your body in the same way. Sadly, the no sugar statement is not entirely accurate. The same is the case with big brands like Coca-Cola or Tic Tac and their zero sugar products. Yes, they still have sugar. Next time, make sure to read the label and don't trust their advertising info. Number 7. Jamie Oliver won the war against McDonald's unfit for human burgers. A few years ago, Jamie Oliver, the famous chef, decided to wage war against McDonald's and their burgers. We all know that the fast food chain does not make the healthiest food on the market, but he went so far as to claim that their burgers are, quote, unfit for humans, and they should stop selling them. He addressed this issue in a lot of videos and shows, explaining to everyone how they actually make these burgers and why they are unfit for us. The fatty parts of the beef are washed in ammonium hydroxide and used in the filling of the burger. A very dangerous process that does not affect the taste, so people don't notice it. Later on, he won the battle against the chain, and they were forced to change the recipe. So thank you, Jamie. Number 8. Japan has the most centenarians in the world due to their diet. There is a place in Japan where people live up to 100 years or even more. We're talking about Okinawa, an island where all people live until 80 or 90 years old at least. Actually, there are more octogenarians in Okinawa than anywhere else in the world, and 5 times more than the rest of Japan. People have been studying their lifestyle and diet and have come to realize that it might be their diet that keeps them alive. It consists of a low-carb diet with lots of fruit, tofu, vegetables, rice, and seaweed. This balanced diet, combined with an active lifestyle, has helped so many people in Okinawa live their life up to 100 years old. You might want to change your diet and switch to the Okinawa side of things if you want to live longer. Number 9. Freeganism means eating from restaurant and supermarket dumpsters. Food is a major thing in our lives, and some take their diet very seriously. It's people who invented veganism, low-carb diets, high-protein diets, paleo, and so on. There are even people who only eat fruits and nothing else. Another extreme, more rebellious way of eating is freeganism, aka dumpster diving. Freeganism means that you raid restaurant and supermarket dumpsters and eat their trash, which consists of rotten fruits and any valuable leftovers. This is often viewed as more like an anti-capitalism movement or ideology, rather than a dietary one, but it's meant to combat food waste. Unfortunately, it can put people at risk. If contaminated, the food can lead to a few problems you don't want to have. France has become the first country in the world to ban supermarkets from throwing away or destroying unsold food, forcing them to donate it to charities and food banks. No freeganism in France. Number 10. The food industry is worth trillions of dollars globally. Most of our monthly budget goes to food, groceries, and eating out. If you don't grow your own food, then you have to buy it from stores or supermarkets. Yearly, the whole food industry makes around $570 billion in revenue, which is bigger than the value of most countries. In the USA alone, the total profits of 2017 were over $200 billion more than it was in 1970. The truth is that we buy so much food, sometimes in bulk, and then we end up throwing it away. Capitalism has its good side, but also has a dark and wasteful one, in which we kind of throw money away with good conscience. Now, since we're speaking about food, make sure to check out our top 10 most expensive restaurants in the world video to find out your next dinner destination. Number 11. Gluten-free and dairy-free diets are trending now. Diets have been around for a long time, and along with modern times, they've evolved too. Sometimes with great science breakthroughs, but other times with stupid reasoning behind them. Nowadays, more and more people are turning to veganism because everyone and their cat is doing it. More like monkey see, monkey do. Another trending dietary restriction is dairy-free and gluten-free. People believe that dairy, such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, can cause inflammation in your body and make you bloated, whereas gluten, found in grains and bread, can make you fatigued. There's not so many studies to back up the information, and most of these diets apply to celiac disease and lactose intolerance. So if you don't have a special diet recommendation by a physician, you might just be restricting yourself because of the internet. Number 12. The Mediterranean diet is the healthiest in the world. Okinawa might be the place for centenarians, but it also involves other factors like genetics, lifestyle, and environment. On the other hand, a diet that pretty much everybody can follow is the Mediterranean one. People living on the Mediterranean coast in countries like Italy, Spain, Greece, or Northern Africa have a different kind of diet and habits, and apparently it's the best choice you can make. With mostly fish, fresh vegetables, fruits, seeds, and oils, this diet includes all the nutrients you need and a bonus glass of vino. Besides the benefits that you get from it, you also get to mix and match all of the ingredients and make the best of what you have, never feeling like you've eaten too much. Number 13. All brands are under a few big corporations. This industry, pretty much like any other out there, is ruled by a few corporations. They are umbrella brands that brought the small ones in, and now each one shares a share of the market, leaving little to no space for the independent companies and small producers to enter the market. If you go into a store or supermarket, you'll see that Mondelez, Kraft, Coca-Cola, Nestle, PepsiCo, P&G, Johnson & Johnson, Mars, Danone, General Mills, Kellogg's, and Unilever own almost everything. From food to beauty and healthcare products, whatever you buy from one of these companies. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but there might be other products out there that don't have their budgets to market and be visible. Number 14. Food additives may make your kids misbehave. Being a parent is hard. You are 100% responsible for what your children do, act, and eat, and everyone has the best advice to offer on how to raise your offspring. You want to give them the best that's out there, but what is the best? Which food is good for them? What brands do you trust? Studies have shown that children can often misbehave due to bad diets and sugar intake. If you don't know what to do anymore, maybe you should analyze their diet. At the end of the day, we are what we eat. Preservatives can cause irritability, restlessness, inattention, and sleep disturbances in children prone to food sensitivities. And food colorings, particularly red, yellow, and orange, can cause hyperactivity in some children. Number 15. War food was made for survival and hard weather conditions. War is always tough, especially on soldiers. They have to endure harsh weather conditions, physical stress, and malnutrition. Luckily, since World War I and II, the food supply for soldiers has improved greatly. Now when soldiers go to war, they carry in their bags some smart engineered meals. It must be light and easy to carry, capable of staying edible even after weeks in the hot sun. Supply the high number of calories that soldiers in the field need, more than 4,000 a day, and of course, not cost the taxpayer any inordinate amount. During war, the metal can was invented and also powder food. Nowadays, they are found in every store, and we eat them regularly. At least there was one good thing to come out of war. Now that was it, A-Luxers. Thanks for sticking with us until the end. Now we're curious to know, what do you think about gluten-free diets? Do you think they really are that healthy? And before you go, make sure to check out our bonus fact. Number 16. Chocolate was once used as a currency. Thousands of years ago, the native cultures that populated our world had different lives and rules. They used food and weaponry as currency, and they hunted for a living. In Central and Southern America, the pre-Olmec cultures, especially from Mexico, used to trade cocoa beans and seeds. When the Aztecs began to dominate Mesoamerica, now Central America, they had an intense craving for cocoa beans, which unfortunately could not be grown in the heart of their civilization. Therefore, they were forced to rely on the Mayans,